What's going on, guys? It's your boy Burrow77 back at you with another live stream. It is the first one in a while, so I appreciate you tuning in. As always, Myron, we have a couple of good matches here that I think we can find value on in the early slate. I am going to quickly say my piece. The afternoon window is way too crowded. 7 games is too many. They need to put 4 games in this early slate. That's really all I'm going to say about the topic. We got AC Milan taking on Club Brugge. Now, do not let Club Brugge's result versus Dortmund scare you. That scoreline's not indicative of how that game went at all. Brugge ended up losing 3-0 to Dortmund at home. They probably should have scored at least 2, if not 3. Dortmund just got a little bit better ball luck that day, even though they typically struggle on the road. Brugge is really tough. They beat Sturm Graz 1-0 away. They are on the road at the San Siro today, where it will be a little bit tough sledding, but as we all know, this AC Milan backline is very gettable and susceptible to allowing goals. I think Emerson Royale stinks. He was a wasted $25 million. Theo Hernandez, well, he is really good offensively at getting forward and shooting and passing and taking free kicks and putting nasty shots on target. He is a complete defensive liability, and you can move down the left flank there, so the right flank for Brugge. And again, I do not respect Emerson Royale, so I really like Decipher props today. I did a little video on it last night, but I have locked some stuff in for Decipher already. Let me find where I had that. Okay, so I got Decipher for a shot on target at plus 320, I believe. Let me pull up FanDuel real quick. I locked in a pretty good amount of these bets before we went live, so let me just double check. I'll tell you all what I have in pocket right now. Decipher just to take a single shot is plus 100 over on FanDuel. I like that. I'm playing that for 2 player prop units. For me, player prop units are $10 each, 2 units, $20 at 1-to-1. So really like Decipher just to take a shot. I am going to sprinkle for $5 him to take 2 shots today at 6-to-1 over on FanDuel, sitting at plus 600. And then I also took his shot on target at plus 500 as well for a unit, which is $10 for me when it comes to player props. Next up, I want to talk about Reinders. He had a terrible red card that, whatever, I guess it was a red card. It was kind of a flop, kind of a sell job over the weekend, got sent off. AC Milan held on for dear life, especially at the end where VAR kind of helped them out, getting a goal chalked off against Udinese to win 1-0. Rangers in this lineup, I think, is going to be shooting early and often to try and make up kind of for that mistake this weekend. I like Reinders for a shot on target at plus 135 over on FanDuel. I got that locked in for, again, $10, which is 1 unit for me when it comes to player props. Bird likes Leao shots. I can definitely see it. Leao was on the bench last game. He shoots. He definitely shoots. He takes some ill-advised shots even when they're not the best. So, I can definitely see Leao taking 3 shots here today. I like Ben Seeger to score assist plus 100 on Fanatics. That's got to be in the Monaco match then, huh? Seeger. Okay, yeah, that is in the Monaco match. Oops, my bad. We will get to the Monaco match here in a second. Angel Lopez, appreciate you tuning in as always, brother. Leg, you are 100% correct. Pulisic to score assist don't overthink it. Last I checked, he was minus 115 on DK. I smacked that pretty hard over the weekend and was very happy with the result. I will probably go back to that again. I do think Brugge can score here, so I am interested in AC Milan to win and both teams to score. It was sitting at plus 190 last night, but it has been since bet down. I did put out a video last night previewing a bunch of this stuff, and I think some of you guys found it useful and jumped on some early lines because the lines have definitely swung, and it didn't have anything to do with lineups coming out. So I like AC Milan and both teams to score here, sitting at plus 150 over on Caesars Sportsbook. I went ahead and locked that in. I also locked in AC Milan to score in both halves. You could find that last night at plus 120 on Caesars. That is no longer the case. New best price I found was minus 110 on DK. I went ahead and played that as well. I do think the over 3 on the Asian handicap is very much in play here, sitting at like minus 105 over on DK. You need 4 goals in the game, which I think is doable, but 3 gets you a push. So that said, I obviously like AC Milan to win and both teams to score, so I do think Brugge can score here. Drangala is a Spanish dude who is good. He's a really decent finisher over here for Brugge. I would take a look at his stuff if you're interested. I am a little surprised that Skov Olsen didn't make the starting 11, but I really, really like Decipher today all day on the left over here. He usually plays left back. They have him playing kind of left wing back, which is appropriate because much like Theo Hernandez, he loves to bomb forward, get up shots, and can put them on target. I think there's a tremendous amount of value on him just to take a single shot at plus 100 on FanDuel. A shot on target at plus 500 and 2 shots for the full game at plus 600. Imagine not starting Chukwueze. Yeah, I did go on a little rant about this last night when I was doing the preview video. I love Chukwueze. I think he should start every game. I know that they pay Leao a bunch of money. I know he's a big name. I know he's a Portuguese star. But yeah, I want to see more of Chukwueze and Pulisic together as much as possible. Inject that shit directly into my veins. I love Chukwueze. That's no surprise to anyone who's been watching mine and Legs content. We've been huge Chukwueze heads for years now. Pulisic got 5 goals and 3 assists in his last 8 games. I love his to score assist. Absolutely Joe K. Do not overthink it. I smacked that over the weekend. I'm going to hit it here again. Last I checked, best price was minus 115 on DraftKings. I usually don't enjoy drinking extra juice on props like that, but it is well worth it for Pulisic. The guy is hotter than the sun. Tzolis, 3+ shots, plus 250 on FanDuel. I definitely don't hate that, Myron. Like I said, he is playing more forward and will probably get the opportunities if they're able to get inside of Milan's 18-yard box, which shouldn't be hard, matched up against Emerson Royale. I'm personally just on Decipher. I see a lot of value and a lot of lower numbers on Decipher, but Tzolis, 3 shots at plus 250 is a nice looking number. Fuck Rangers. Yeah, I know he took the red card. The other thing I want to mention is we all know, especially Leg, that Ruben Loftus-Cheek loves jacking for chicks. So I am on a Ruben Loftus-Cheek shot on target as well, sitting at minus 115 over on FanDuel. Fernando took Milan money line and over 2.5, minus 104 last night. I can dig that, especially if you want to keep the Milan win 3-0 on your side. Minus 104 is definitely not a bad number. It's minus 130 now. Yeah, I think everybody has kind of gotten a look at these starting lineups. And plus, everybody likes betting goals and betting overs, so I'm not surprised that the line has moved off of some of these numbers. Like both teams to score at -120 last night felt like a really good price. Definitely doesn't feel as good of a price today, around -145-ish. Both teams to score over 2.5 last night at +120 on Fanatics. That price doesn't really exist anymore, and you're going to have to lay some juice to do it. So yeah, I just do really like this game. I think there's goals here. Milan has been atrocious in Champions League. I made a lot of excuses for them last year because they were in the group death. I do think they can turn it around. I do think they're playing better football. They just need to stop taking bad red cards. They need to stop shooting from bad areas. They certainly need to stop letting people not named Christian Pulisic take penalty kicks. I really don't care what clubs you played for and that you have the armband and how big of a personality you are, Theo Hernandez. You fucking biff him. So we're giving him to Pulisic now. At least that's my opinion. How does Morata's hair look? Still bald for kids with cancer. So it depends on whether or not you think shaved head Morata looks good. It is a big, shiny target, though, for Pulisic to just whip in cross after cross to. So hopefully Pulisic can just put one up where big-ass Morata is the only guy who can go up and get it, and Morata can power that header home. What do you think of Rangers' 2 shots on target at +700 for a long shot? I would say I don't hate it. I like him just for a single shot on target at +135. I'm definitely on that. I think him taking 2 shots is semi-valuable, around like -125. I know he's a shooter. I do think Brugge is going to be really tough in the midfield here. That's what they're set up for with a 3-5-2. You got your 2 wing backs on the left and right who will play both forward and defensively, which makes it really tough to move the ball in the middle third, especially when... Look, the biggest thing for AC Milan here is going to be try and have Emerson Royale handle the ball as little as possible because the guy's a walking turnover. He's also a walking booking. Like, I know we haven't gotten to bookings yet, and I'll do that quickly. Emerson Royale is probably one of my number 1 targets for a booking. Rangers, I know he's coming off of a red, but he is chippy and can get carded as well. I think Fofana is going to be in for a little bit of a day. Gabbia is going to be in for a little bit of a day. I like Tremore. He is kind of the rock that holds this back line together. And we all know Theo Hernandez loves to chirp, loves to get in people's faces, is always bombing forward and having to come back in bad areas and make bad sliding get back tackles. So Theo is always susceptible for a card as well. So to answer your question, Nightcapper, I apologize. Maybe a cup of coffee. Nothing more than like what you'd spend. I guess Starbucks is even like creeping up close to $10 now. I don't mind it for like a little $5 holler, but it's not something I'm in love with. Did you say Decipher shot on target, Oaks? Yep, I sure did, Myron. I already locked that in, +100 over on FanDuel. I think that is a great price. Leg, you were ahead of me. I did say Emerson Royale. You were in chat first, but Royale card, Theo Hernandez card, Fofana is a good look for a card. So is Rangers. Yeah, so those are the guys I'd look at for AC Milan. Bruges total shots over 9.5, -120. I definitely don't hate that. I'm not a huge team total shots guy. It's not a metric I keep track of. I know my boy Bird is much more into that. I would have to do some research, but that's not something I know right off the top of my head. I do know Bruges can shoot. They shot a bunch versus Dortmund. Let me pull up their history versus Sturm Graz real quickly, just so I can see how many shots they did end up taking there. They took 13 shots versus Sturm Graz. Look, I think Bruges is going to be chasing the game. It all depends on whether or not you think they're going to have the ball enough to take 10 shots. So yeah, I think Brugge is going to be chasing the game here. Plus 300. I'm assuming that's for an Emerson Royale card. That's a really, really good price. You played Theo and Emerson for cards. I like them both. I'm taking both Brugge fullbacks for cards as well. I assume that's Decipher and Taliba, or is it Sayez and or Danze, whatever. The left and right backs that are, I guess, fullbacks, but I don't know, center backs with inverted wing backs in front of them. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, that's what I got here. So I'm locked in on AC Milan to win and both teams to score at plus 150. I'm locked in on AC Milan to score in both halves at minus 110 over on DraftKings. I'm on Decipher, shot on target, plus 500 FanDuel. I'm on Decipher just to take a single shot at plus 100 on FanDuel. And I have a little sprinkle on Decipher to take 2 shots at plus 600 on FanDuel. I have Rangers shot on target locked in. Theo Hernandez shot on target locked in at plus 185. Again, the guy is absolutely nasty from free kicks and is not afraid to go directly for net. Plus, he always gets in good areas in his bombing forward. So I like Theo Hernandez for a shot on target. He loves the bright lights and does love the UCL. Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well. I took him for a shot on target. And I will probably get on Pulisic to score or assist once we are done with the live show. That shots market is tough. Good example. Yeah, the Wolves game this weekend. We talked about that over the weekend. I just don't find a ton of consistency in shot stuff. And the important thing to do is, at least for me, is you got to look at mean more than average because the average gets tilted. Whereas the mean is a better metric. That's how often they're taking X amount of shots. Anyway, a little too much math talk there, probably for the audience. Yeah, an early Brugge goal definitely would kill the shot volume. Anyway, we got to keep it moving here. We got to jump over into the next game. I don't have any action locked in. That's why we're going to talk about this quickly, and I want to move through it. Actually, before we do, I need to remind you, please like and subscribe right here on YouTube. It costs you guys absolutely nothing. The subscription helps me out a ton. To help with just mitigating the cost of doing these live shows. So I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, Monaco is hosting Red Star. Red Star's got Chief and DA. I absolutely love him. I love him for a shot on target. I love his shots. I love him for a goal or an assist. Chief Ndide is the man. Anytime goal was sitting at plus 480 last night over on FanDuel. I haven't checked to see if that's changed. His to score assist as well at plus 290 on FanDuel. I definitely dig that. Him just to put a shot on target was plus 115 over on Caesars. Again, I did not have the time to shop these markets or place the bets before I got in here. And Didi's 2 shots was plus 110 on Fanatics. Shop around, make sure you're finding your best looks, but that is the guy I want to be involved with for Red Star. He is the man. He's the guy who I think is going to make everything happen. I know he plays striker. I know Duarte is capable and can do some stuff here as well. I do want to mention that even though Monaco took a red card and had a draw over the weekend, Monaco is still undefeated at home in their building. I do expect Monaco to win this game. I think everybody kind of does. That's at least what the price is indicative of as well. I know my boy Lopez likes Ben Sagir. We're going with Sagir. Ben Sagir to score or assist at plus 100 on Fanatics for Monaco here. I am a fan of Embolo. I think he plays really well. He's a big body striker. He can play hold up play as well. He's physical. He can play with his back to goal. He doesn't always show up in the biggest moments, but look, he does really well for the national squad. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't get to catch a ton of French league soccer. It's probably lower on my list than most, but I do like Embolo and what he's capable of. So I would look at him today. And I would look at Minamino. I definitely like Minamino's stuff. His anytime goal is plus 175 over on Fanatics. His to score assist was minus 120 over on FanDuel. He's playing the 10. He can pull the strings. He can shoot goals. He gets assists. He puts shots on target. So that's what I'd look for in Minamino. As well as with Red Star, it's all about Chief and DA. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. Be sure to check out the links in the description for the Discords. My personal Discord is $15 a month. Always comes with a free 3-day trial. I have been working on some blogs as well as videos that I always share there first, as well as with YouTube. I already have some stuff written up for the Arsenal versus Shakhtar match and the Aston Villa versus Bologna match. We will be back here live to talk about the 3 p.m. window. It's going to be quick. It's going to be short because the 3 p.m. window is just overcrowded. And I may or may not make graphics with the starting 11s for each team just because of the time crunch. It might take me too long to put together. Both teams to score here. Black Thor, I can definitely see it. Again, I want to be involved with Chief and DD props as much as and DA props as much as possible. I think he's going to be the guy doing it. Duarte is capable, but yes, I do like both teams to score in both of these matches here early. Monaco versus Red Star, as well as AC Milan versus Brugge. Brugge is perfectly capable in offense, and Milan just isn't a great guy to keep clean sheets. Champions League and NBA is back today. It will be a great day, Black Thor. I wish all the best of luck to you for NBA. I'm not an NBA handicapper, though I do watch and enjoy. I am a long-suffering Bulls fan. It is nice to see we got Zoe back, but while I have you here, and since you brought up the NBA, I do want to mention that I will be covering college basketball all year. College basketball is much more my speed and much more my cup of tea, mostly because the cost of entry on research tools is $25 for the year for a Ken Palm subscription, and all the college basketball research is way more free, and all the games are on regular cable or ESPN Plus. So yeah, the cost of entry to handicap college basketball is so much lower. So I lock in. Last year, I was plus 10 units for the entire college basketball season. So November 4th, expect to start seeing regular college basketball content from me. If anybody has any last minute questions, comments, or concerns, please throw them in the chat. I will be happy to address as much as possible in the next 7 minutes. I do have to take a hard out here at 12:30 so that I can get my Chief and DA props down and some of my Monaco stuff down. I am already locked in for everything as far as AC Milan goes, and I have to start putting that in the Discord so that guys who are on their lunch break at work can see exactly what I'm on and where to find them. So yeah, that's what I got so far today, guys. This is an Akalogu game, Turkish Bowl. This looks like a Turkish name. Let me double check that. I think this is Turkish Bowl. France. What nationality is he? International. Monaco. Oh, okay. He's a French Bull. Never mind. Look, yeah, I mean, listen, Gunnar Jacob, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the most about both Monaco and Red Star. I know just enough to be dangerous. It could be his game. I do know that Minamito was a former Arsenal player, and I see a lot of Mbolo playing for the national team in Switzerland. So those are the guys I tend to stay with. Somebody else told me it's a Ben Seeger game. So yeah, I can see both of the wingers getting involved here. It's just not something that I am super well versed in. Again, French and Serbian clubs, and what I know about them is going to be far less than what I know about AC Milan, Serie A, La Liga, EPL, Bundesliga, and some of the top French squads. Like, I know a lot about Marseille, but Marseille wasn't good enough to qualify for Champions League, so that doesn't really matter. Show later for the 3 o'clock games. Yes, Fernando, I will be doing a show. I might not be able to put graphics together for all of them. The window is just super crowded with a 7-game slate. So while I'm watching these, I'm going to do a lot of prep work for the 3 o'clock games. I plan on going live at what would be 2:15 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll do 30 minutes and we'll plow through as much as humanly possible. So appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Again, I do want to do a quick plug and a reminder. Please like and subscribe here on YouTube. It costs you guys absolutely nothing. The subscription helps me out a ton, and you get notified every time we go live, like Myron was asking later this afternoon, Fernando was asking. We will be going live for the 3 o'clock games. If you're subscribed on YouTube, you will get that notification. Be sure to check out the Discords. My Discord is $15 a month. You get a bunch of my written stuff. There's a bunch of fun, good guys to hang out there with, like Bird, Lopez, a bunch of the guys you see in the chat here. And then I also do a Discord with Flash, aka Gordon Watson from BetUS. We had a hell of a weekend where we went 9-1 for plus 9.05 units and had an absolute great time. So be sure to check out that Discord with Flash. I run that one through Dub Club. And what we do is we bring you a live video very similar to this and very similar to what Flash and I did last year for BetUS with the La Liga show, and we go through our 5 best bets each for the weekend. Again, we went 9-1 for plus 9.05 units last week. I'm just saying, might be worth a check out. Mike, good to see you, my boy. I hope Italy treated you well. I hope you had a chance to catch some awesome games. Not sure if you're back in the States yet, but always appreciate you tuning in. Monaco, halftime, full-time for Flash. I definitely like that. I do think that Red Star can score here, though, because I am going to be all over Chief and DD props. So always appreciate you tuning in, Big Mike. He's fat and happy just the way you should be after coming off of an extended vacation over in Italy. I hope you had a blast, man. Anyway, unless you guys have any more questions, comments, or concerns, that is the show. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all around 2:15. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Oaks out. Doses. We outside.